And in the final edit, I'm going to be out of the edit. So when we splice all these interview things together, it's just going to be like, so I'll ask a question, go off about it. If you go off on a tangent somewhere else, that's fine.
Okay, I'm not really a tangent lady, so.
Okay.
Did
we get that? She's not a tangent lady?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Can you say that again?
Okay, so who are you?
I'm Jessica Braun, Poropat, married, and I run the Chico Rockstar School of Music here in Chico.
How long have you been running the school?
Since March.
Yeah.
April. Since April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's really fun. Definitely learning and teaching at the same time. And it's a challenge, but it's really worthwhile.
Have you taught before?
Yeah, I've been teaching for years, and I took a little bit of a break to have a baby, but now he's a toddler, so he's a little he doesn't need me as much. He can hang out with dad too, so I have a little more time, but it's definitely, I'm losing track of what I'm saying.
That's fine. So this is the Upstart family business?
Yeah, my husband teaches piano and I teach voice and very beginner guitar, and then we have two really great instructors who teach all kinds of things.
And who are they?
Ben Jacks and Mark Semple.
Mark Semple. Fantastic.
Yeah.
What's the demographic for the School of Music?
Okay, the School of Music, so I started my own program of toddler groups and preschool groups where the mom or the dad or the caregiver, grandpa, grandma, whomever come in with their child, and we do a half hour of really fun percussive and singing and shakers and parachutes, bubbles. So that's from age 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm teaching kind of kindergarten group music classes, and then we have, Ben's teaching 10, 11, 12-year-olds. He also has a 5-year-old drummer and ukulele player, and up through adults. We teach, he has a new student today who wants to learn ukulele, who's, a mom.
Yeah.
So yeah, all ages, we take them all.
Yeah. What are some specific programs for kids? Like I know there's the band where you guys can do the kids can get together and kind of create a band together. What's that about?
Yeah, right now we don't have too many bands because we're still getting kids to come into the program. So right now we have a lot of individual private lessons going on, but the goal is to get kids playing together and doing performing out in the community. We have one band who does kind of hard rock, and they're teenagers and they're really fun and they rock. So yeah, we have that going on, but yeah, we really want to make it where kids can play together and perform, because that's the fun part.
Is this already a rewarding experience for you?
Yes.
More so than a stressful? Or
It's stressful at times, but it's totally worth it. It's just cool to be doing something that I love to do rather than something I have to do, because obviously music is really important to me, and also just making it available to more kids in the community, and whereas unfortunately a lot of programs are getting cut in schools, and we just want to make it available to everyone to learn something, because you can always benefit from music no matter how old you are.
we're gonna keep that line. That's a good line.
Soundbite.
What is it about Chico specifically you think that allows for a business like this?
I feel really lucky to have landed in Chico because it's so rich with musicians, and I feel lucky to have just kind of right off the bat met really amazing, talented musicians right away. I'm not really sure how that happened, probably through Bert. Bert knows everyone, right?
Say that was Bert.
Yeah, that was Bert. Bert knows everyone. But No, Chico's great. It's just there's it's already great, and there's so much talent, and I think it can be even better. Like I think like what you guys are doing, trying to spotlight and highlight all the talent and just making it all in one place, where people can see how much talent there really is. I think it can really grow as like a musical hub in the North State and California and in the country.
So you're an idealist like we are.
Yes, I am.
Be the change you seek
I
kind
do.
of thing.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Okay. Let's see here. What are some, I know some, but what are some personal accolades? What kind of successes have you had in the area that kind of reaffirmed your confidence?
Oh, okay.
You know.
Well, I come from, I didn't grow up in California. I grew up on the East Coast, and I lived in New York for about 10 years, and I performed all over Manhattan and in Brooklyn, and kind of, what is it called? When you kind of increase your get your chops. You get your chops. So I learned in one of the hardest places, I think, how to perform. And after moving here, like I said, I met some really cool musicians who were really gifted, and started playing some festivals, started playing the open mics, and played Lost on Main and opened for a pretty well-known band. And
Who was?
I can show you the poster. Like, don't put me in the spot. Open for the Dead Winter Carpenters.
I've had that gig myself
You
with my
have?
bands. Twice Soul Butter opened for Dead Winter Carpenters.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
They're a great band.
Yeah, so that was fun, and I think my confidence comes from like I said, I've been kind of on the bench for a couple years because of motherhood, but I think my confidence comes from performing, all around, and yeah.
Now, is your child a natural?
We'll see. He likes the drums, but
But every baby likes the drums, right?
yeah, I kind of feel like what kid doesn't like music? It's like every little kid
Yeah.
has something, somewhere singing or pounding on stuff, and mostly is pounding on stuff. But he does like to sit on the piano and play with his dad, atonal stuff.
Have you written a song for him yet?
I haven't. Is that terrible?
No, I'm just curious. I have personal curiosity about that. I'm just curious. My mom wrote songs for us as kids. So
I've written a couple lullabies, but they're not necessarily my personal experience being a mom with him and for him. So maybe, I guess technically I've written songs for him, but not about him.
Okay, that's a distinction.
So.
Okay. How about some rewarding experiences you've had as a teacher? Specific incident where maybe you saw somebody overcome something and you knew you were a catalyst for that.
Okay, I'd say I have a voice student who is wonderfully talented, and just, like a lot of us, suffers from some confidence issues, and I actually got her to sing in front of an audience. So that was probably, so far, that's kind of been the highlight, is getting her confident enough to get up in front of a crowd and sing, and she sounded awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are there any other, in starting this venture, have you researched other schools of music for children? Have you kind of tried to take some long distance advice from any of them, kind of?
Sure. Well, specifically starting up toddler and preschool music groups. There's lots of programs out there that kind of have a, like a curriculum all mapped out for you. And I definitely did my research when I started writing my own program, because I wanted to make it my own and be able to sway here and there, depending on the makeups of the groups. And so yeah, it took a lot of research.
Yeah.
from other programs. For sure.
Do you? I mean, there's sometimes almost a warring balance between teaching theory and teaching creativity.
Mm-hmm.
And so, where does the school of music fall in that spectrum?
Well, I am a firm believer that kids should be enjoying what they're doing, and they learn so much more when they love what they're learning, and it just sticks more. So I like to follow, a lot of times I like to follow the lead of the kids to an extent. You know, you want to teach them basics, and you have to.
Mm-hmm.
But in my classes, a lot of times I'll let kids make up their own songs or choose, you know, which songs they want to do, and then we'll take something from that piece of music and we'll make it work. We'll turn it into a lesson. So definitely there is a hard line, because you want everyone to be creative, and it's so important, and kids are so creative. But you have to keep in the back of your mind, okay, there's a lesson here.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about the moment you knew this is what you wanted to do. Like before you bought the place, whatever, that you were like, the idea hit your head and it just kind of avalanched into the truth.
You know, well, the school was in trouble, obviously, and I heard the news, and it kind of just dawned on me, and I was just thinking, you know what, a woman should take that place over.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started, that little seed just kind of percolated around in my brain, and I was just kind of immediately like, I could do that. I think yeah, and then just kind of avalanched, and as soon as I thought it was a possibility, then it became something, no, I really, really want to do this and make it work, and luckily it's been working, so I'm pretty excited about it.
So is this officially your venture, or is it kind of a co-venture with your husband?
Yeah, it's a family venture.
Yeah.
For sure.
But
yeah, I've kind of taken the helm on things. Can you tell? Because he, you know, he's spread pretty thin with some other ventures that he works on too. But he's a great teacher, and he's been very supportive in getting this off the ground again. So.
What things have you seen as a music lover in Chico? Shows, events that you were like, oh, this is why I'm here. This is the stuff.
I guess just the variety that comes through here, that you can see. I mean, I'm partial to kind of the, you know, indie Americana, country-ish rock scene, but then you can see that, or you can see, you know, funk band. There's, you know, Sofa King rehearses right back here, you know, and you can see, or just touring acts that come through, like the Dead Winter Carpenters, or you know, like Japanese punk rock bands, or it's just a really cool space. And then, you know, like, for instance, the big room, yeah, that's for sure. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, that's such a cool space, and it's just, yeah, I think it's kind of like, I think every kind of Chico musician's dream to play gold, to play the big room, so,
Sure.
yeah.
Let's see, I had a good question here. Hold on a second. Oh, God, I was on the tip of my tongue, too. Oh, yeah. What would you like to see more of? If you could turn up the volume on a thing or two in the local music scene, and maybe even turn down the volume on a thing or two,
Oh, let me think.
what would you equalize?
Oh gosh. I mean, that's a hard question. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess I'd say, I'd say I've heard through the grapevine that a lot of venues don't necessarily treat the musicians that well, and I'd like to see that change, because it's part of what makes the community the community. So I think that would be one thing I'd change if I were in charge of the world.
Mhm. Okay. Let's see. Got pretty much all the standard questions. How about some of your personal influences musically? Like when you were a teenager, what were you
Oh gosh.
rocking?
When I was a teenager, I was rocking a lot of Ani DeFranco.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, and Jimi Hendrix. I listened to a lot of Pink Floyd. As teenagers do, I think. But Fiona Apple, I listened to a lot of her stuff. Janis Joplin, Aretha Franklin. I was lucky enough. My dad was a DJ before I was born, but he had all these really cool radio only promotional records. So I got to go through his stash and just listen to like all these cool versions of these songs. Like I had a promo copy of a Janis Joplin record that was so killer, and you cannot find it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I listened to Summertime, I think, just on repeat over and over.
So you were influenced as a child, musically.
Yes.
And
yeah.
so now you're so you know firsthand how the impact, even just the exposure
Sure.
to
Yeah.
instruments and whatnot can be.
Yeah, I mean, not every kid is going to be Mozart, but like I said, every kid can benefit from music. And I mean, I remember listening to 45s on my Big Bird record player in the kitchen because my dad had all these 45s from when he was a DJ. So I'll just be eating my spoonful of peanut butter, listening to the Everly Brothers, and learning about harmony, really tight harmony. So
Okay.
yeah.
Can you think of anything that we have missed?
The camera's just getting closer and closer.
It looks like you're a mile away on the.
There's a button right here.
Okay, you're
kidding.
casting it towards me. Like, ah.
No, I can't think of any
Okay.
other
You-
specific ones.
Just how about like